These mics are really sensitive.
These are very sensitive mics.
These mics are so sensitive they can hear a cockroach fart.
They can. And Zach just learned that in Florida we have flying cockroaches. So any thought he had about possibly moving to Florida with his soon-to-be 4 kids.
It's gone.
Gone. Yeah, I don't think wifey will appreciate the flying cockroaches, but that's okay. Guys, we're going to give you a couple of minutes to jump on board. We are checking some tech. I see some people jumping on board. And guys, if you've ever been on my show, you know I don't like people to be shy. I want to know who you are, where you're from, and what's in your mug. Look at this, guys. Look, I'm getting fancy. I have Cozy Talks like disposable coffee cups, so cheers.
Cozy, cheers to you.
Cheers.
Cheers to Lululemon. Cheers to College Park.
Here we go.
Cheers to our health.
Yes.
Cheers to our message.
Yes.
All of it.
Everything he said. You should keep it those today.
Hey everybody, welcome to Zach Talks. Live here on Facebook and YouTube. Make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button, and tell a friend about it.
Yeah, maybe I'll take over. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Okay, that's all good. So guys, we're going to give you a couple of shots to come on board. We got Melissa on board. We got Marianne. You got here with your coffee and everything. Guys, some of you told me you actually set your phone alarms, and that just made my heart smile. So thank you. I know this is an earlier call than my usual 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and yes, that was a shameless plug. We got David on board. So guys, yes. We are in the beautiful Lululemon store in Hyde Park in Tampa, Florida. I cannot thank this team enough. You guys can't see it, but they are all there. We have such a beautiful community here with Lululemon. I've got my lovely photographer. I'm going to give a shout out to Mitzi because if you guys bought my book, my Cozy Talk Strong Body book, she did all the beautiful photography and she's helping us out today. Zach Gowen flew in last night into Tampa to be here to keep me in check today and to tell his wonderful story. And as always, thank you to College Park. You guys were my very first sponsors, and you've been so supportive to me these past 3 years that I've been broadcasting, so thank you so much. So guys, let's go ahead and get started. We got a nice little crew on board. Good morning, Laura. Speaking of the devil right there, we got Marilyn on board. Thank you guys for being here this morning. I want to say this evening.
This evening, that's
usual.
fine too. It's a little different today. We're at the Lululemon store here in Tampa, and we also have a live studio audience.
We do.
Which is kind of
Dude,
interesting.
this is my first live studio audience.
Yeah, we're going to have to grab the microphone and go into the audience and ask questions.
Yes, and we even have some folks here wearing the Rebuild shirt, and they're making it look real good. Yeah.
Too good.
Yeah. All right, so for those of you watching this morning for the first time and wondering who's this crazy person here, my name is Cozy Belloso. I'm a physical therapist, amputee specialist here in beautiful, hot, sticky, sunny Florida. With me is Zach Gowen. You've got a whole laundry list, man. You're a cancer survivor. You've got me beat by quite a few years, by the way. I'm trying to catch up to you. We've got WWE wrestler, first amputee WWE wrestler. We've got American Ninja Warrior, right? Yoga master.
Yoga master.
Yoga master. Sure. And most importantly, father of 3 boys and 1 little girl coming up in September.
Soon to be girl.
She's
a girl now, you know what I mean? But like soon
she'll be
she's
like
not
out
and about
for your money.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
I'm a lot of things, Cozy. I like to say that I'm the one-legged Forrest Gump, meaning I'm not very bright, but I found myself in a lot of awesome situations throughout my life, and I'm very grateful for it. Not to mention being here live with you and Cozy Talks, Lululemon in Tampa. Are you kidding me? Look at us.
No, it's awesome.
Who'd have thought?
I feel so fancy right now too because we've got. Oh, can we?
Hold on now. Hang on here. Look, you got it from head to toe. Come on now.
Ready?
Here, from head to toe.
Look at this.
Look at this tank top from Lululemon. This is a Lululemon exclusive, okay? This tank top from shoulder to hips. It feels like, and let me tell you something. I know it looks great. I know it's making me look great. But the most important part, it feels like it's hugging my soul. I've never worn an article of clothing that gave me not only a physical experience, but a spiritual experience. And I'm not being, it sounds like I'm being facetious or hyperbolic. That is not the case. This is the most beautiful, perfect fit tank top I've ever worn in my life, exclusively at Lululemon.
Dude, that's like really deep before I finish my first cup of coffee. That's too much. I'm just going on. It makes my butt look good. We're just gonna go there, right?
That works too.
I love what I'm wearing right now, guys. I will be posting the links as to what we're wearing, so if you're interested, show Lululemon some love. And I do want to kind of showcase back here their mirror program. We've already had one of my viewers that got one of the discounts on the mirror, and I'll be announcing that a little bit later as well. So we've got a lot to cover today.
Let's do it.
We need to get going. So we have got 3 giveaways. All right, I'm going to be giving you guys the 101 on prosthetic feet. That's probably one of my favorite things to talk about in amputee world is going through those classifications. And then we're specifically going to be talking about the Voyager because College Park, they were total slackers this year. They came out with 3. They're coming out with 3 prosthetic feet. The first one we're talking about today. The next 2 are coming out at the end of this month and in June. So it's like bam, bam, bam. Amazing, amazing feet, guys. Amazing feet. So we're going to go through all of that. We're gonna hear Zach's story, which I've heard it before and it never gets old hearing this story. Love hearing his story. And then he's gonna try to teach me yoga. I've never done yoga, and those of you who know me are laughing really hard right now because I'm about as flexible as an iron rod. So we're gonna see how that works out.
It's gonna be
We've
great.
got yoga mats, I got yoga gear, so I'm looking like I know what I'll be doing.
Whether it's good or not, it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great.
That simple.
All right, awesome. All right, who else we got here? We got Andre. You set your phone alarm. Oh my gosh. We got Diana Baker here, my other fellow Floridian. Guys, awesome. Thank you so much. Louder, I'm too far from the mic. Mark, dude, my microphone's like right here. Any closer is gonna be up my nose giving me a COVID test. All right, we got Brian on board. Everybody else, can y'all hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up. There's my College Park right there. They're listening, so we gotta behave
Oh,
ourselves.
no.
Golly. Too late. All right, so guys, when it comes to prosthetic feet, there's hundreds of feet out there on the market, and probably a big question I get from my viewers is, I'm up for a new prosthetic foot, what should I choose, right? And y'all throw me the names of the different feet that are out there. I don't think of it in terms of the name of the foot, I think of it in terms of the classification. What is the function of the foot, right? And I've been using these classifications since like dinosaurs roamed the earth and I started practicing 20 years ago, right? But it still helps me keep everything in check. So we're gonna go through those classifications real quick. First, we've got the Satch foot. You remember Satch foot?
Satch foot.
Solid ankle cushion heel, right? That was the original wooden foot, right? It's like I could knock it up on my head and it wouldn't get damaged, right? So it's the little foot that could. This is the one that we used. Mic's not working. Hard to hear.
We can be loud.
We can be loud. We're easy at being loud.
What about Zach's mic?
Okay. Let's see, guys. Give me 1 second. Y'all know how much I love. One second, guys.
No, that one's on. It's supposed to be red. Yeah, it's not on.
You know the best part about technology is? An hour ago. And then as soon as you hit the live button, it's like, nope, 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 not today. Andre says he can hear.
Okay.
Brian says he can barely hear. Hello, Brian Bishop. Mark can't hear. Kristen says the sound is coming, oh, it's louder now.
Can you hear me now?
How about now? Put it in the chat if you can hear Kosi now. I'm gonna slide over here. Sharon can hear, Andre can hear, Tom can hear. It's louder now.
Okay. Thank you guys for being patient. Y'all who've been watching the show for a while know that I have gremlins in my computer sometimes. And
Absolute demons in your computer for sure. So I'm gonna put the hi Laura, hi Kristen. It's nice to see you guys. Fiona from Scotland, holy. Good morning, Denise can hear. That's me yelling. Okay, so Kristen's pretty confident the sound's coming through the phone, but not the mics. And David says that it seems fine now.
okay. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna move this closer and we're gonna use our big girl voices.
I love that. I have a very nice big girl voice.
All right. Oh, just go ahead. right, guys, I am using the Cubana Mama voice. Can y'all hear me now? Thank you for your patience, as always. Thank you so much. All right, I'm gonna wait for a second and let you guys give me a thumbs up that you can hear me with my big, loud voice. And then we'll get started again. Live TV, you gotta love it.
It's the best.
Awesome, it's awesome. Kristen's like, we're working on that when I get down there. It was working yesterday, I promise.
You
A
think
bit better.
You think
Okay.
in the year 2022 we wouldn't have these issues yet?
All right, guys, you can hear us now. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna get really, really close and personal. So we've got the different classifications of prosthetic feet. We talked about the satch foot, which is the very, very basic foot, right? Moving up from that is the single axis. We really don't have single axis feet anymore. They were kind of like the first foot after the satch foot, where you can move your foot up and down in the dorsiflexion, plantar flexion movement, right? Moving up, then we get into the cooler feet. We've got the multi-axial feet, okay? Multi-axial is exactly that it moves on several different axes. So you can go plantar flexion and dorsiflexion, a little bit of inversion and eversion. It's really good for conforming on uneven surfaces, right? Increased motion, a little less on the stability, right? Gives you a little bit better on shock absorption, right? Which helps prevent the residual limb from getting a lot of wear and tear. So examples of the College Park feet. We've got the True Step,
Yeah.
which was like the flagship foot. That was like the foot that kind of revolutionized prosthetic feet in the industry back in the late 1980s?
Late 1980s.
Late 1980s, that sounds right? Okay. We've got the pediatric version, the Trooper, and we've got the Celsus K2, the Venture, the Tribute, and the Terrain that's coming up pretty soon. So guys, we've got a whole lot of multi-axial feet to choose from in the College Park line, okay? Then we have what some people refer to as energy storing. I still refer to it as dynamic response foot because I'm old like that. Okay, and it's exactly that. It's the kind of foot that when you put your heel down and you're rolling over, it's absorbing that energy, and then it gives you that energy when you take your heel off and push off from the floor. So that's why the name energy storing dynamic response, right? So some of the examples of that in the College Park line are the Soleus, the K3 Soleus, which is kind of one of my personal favorites,
I love
honestly.
Soleus.
The Velocity, which is what we're gonna be talking about today. Excuse me, the Voyager,
Voyager.
sorry. Velocity and Voyager, I'm gonna get those. See, that's why I get the names confused. I think of it in terms of classification. And the Venture, okay? So we also have hydraulic feet, right? So it's exactly that. There's a hydraulic unit in the actual foot itself. And that is our Odyssey foot?
The Odyssey foot.
The Odyssey K3 and the K2. Then we have microprocessor, which we're starting to kind of see those kind of pop up on the market a
It's
little bit
insane.
more. Yeah. And then after that, we have my personal favorite, the stubby foot, which College Park, in my opinion, makes the best stubby foot. It's
They're
the
sweet.
sidekicks.
They're awesome.
Right. It's the little goat foot. Some people call it the little goat feet. It's wonderful for pool, for beach, for my bilateral above the knee amputees when they're first learning how to walk. Pretty amazing in that regard. Oh my gosh, we have somebody here from Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka.
Did you see that?
Scotland.
Scotland?
We are, Coasty Talks is going international. Look at that.
I should do morning shows more often because people can actually wake up and listen to me.
That's right.
All right, and then we have the adjustable feet that is good for heels. Hayden's wearing the accent, right?
She put the accent on to go meet Joe Biden.
Oh my gosh.
She put a dress on, the high heels, the whole
She
deal.
was rocking the high heels.
Yeah, it's amazing.
All right, so let's do our first giveaway, man.
Let's do it.
People deserve a giveaway after waiting for me for so long to do
100%.
that. All right, so my little elf behind the scene, Laura, you're gonna put down the Voyager webpage, okay? So guys, the Voyager foot, and they were so nice. They sent me a Voyager foot. You know you're a nerd when you get excited when the FedEx guy comes around and drops one of these little puppies off. All right, so we are gonna be putting the main web page for College Park up. All right, please hold. All right, guys, here we go. Oh, you're gonna hold that? Oh,
Yeah,
thank
I'm
you.
gonna-
Look at you, Vanna White. All right, there it is. We've got two links for you there, the same thing. All right. Laura posted it and I posted it as well. Go to the collegepark.com website and tell me, what is Reggie? Reggie is the main model on that video.
Man, listen.
You gotta have a talk with him about that, man.
Reggie's a superhero.
Reggie's stealing your thunder there. I'm not kidding. Reggie's awesome. So
Reggie's the best.
Reggie is in the video and he's wearing two Voyager feet. What is he doing in the video? What action is he doing? So go ahead and put that into the comments section. The winner is gonna get a College Park swag bag, which guys, Claire, can I put you on the spot? Come here, come here, come here. We have our extremely popular rebuilt shirt, guys. I wish I
Look
could
at this
sell
thing.
this because I could
Come on now.
retire selling these shirts because
Come on
they're so
now.
awesome. All right, so we got Claire here. She is our assistant store manager here at Lululemon. Been a wonderful support. So
Look at
guys,
Front and back.
and back.
Come on now.
Oh, yeah. All right, so we've got a really great College Park swag bag for this winter. All right. So tell us, what movement, what is Reggie doing in that video, Andre? That's what you got to tell me. What is Reggie doing? All right, so let's talk a little bit about the
Look
start
at
of the
this
show.
thing.
It's pretty.
It's unbelievable.
It's pretty. All right, so let's just talk about a little bit about like just some of the basic features of this foot, right? We've got shock absorption and torsion, okay? Why is that a game changer? Probably one of the biggest things is when I'm working with my patients and they have their foot on the ground and they go turn to do, a movement, there is no rotation in the ankle joint, okay? A lot of people don't know, in the knee, like where your tibia meets your femur, I don't have Bob here to show things off. I
Understood.
need Bob, my skeleton.
Well, I have a femur and a tibia.
You do?
Yeah.
He's got one right here. Okay, so when you have the femur and the tibia, there's actually a little bit of rotational movement going on there, as well as in the ankle joint. So the combination of all that rotation is what really gives you these kind of movements when you're planting your feet and moving in different directions, right? Obviously, a lot of that is lost with amputation. So with this foot, we're actually getting, and I checked this with Jonathan, they're one of their head prosthetists, 20 degrees in each direction, guys. That's a potential of 40 degrees of rotation. That's a lot. That's a lot. And if you guys watch the video of Reggie that's on that main webpage, you see him putting it through all the paces there, okay? The other part of this is that it has in here, I was told right in here, it's got the ability for 10 millimeters of vertical shock absorption, okay? So for those of you who are experienced amputees, you're going, oh yes, that's very important, because when we can do a lot of shock absorption, right, we are protecting that residual limb. Yeah?
100%.
All right, you're gonna
Listen,
talk a minute.
I'm an amputee with experience with this foot. In fact, I'm wearing it right now. You see what I'm saying? So I can speak directly to, first of all, it's an achievement in technology. That's just first and foremost. And it's awesome just to have the privilege of wearing this foot. Now listen, in terms of the shock absorption and the torsion, this is by far the most comfortable foot I have ever worn in my entire life. I felt weird when they put it on for the first time and I moved a little bit. I was like, whoa, what is happening? Because I haven't had that movement since I lost my leg when I was 8 years old. So you gotta think, for 30 years, my ankle was
Fused,
stuck.
yeah.
It was fused, basically. And then now all of a sudden I thought something was broken in the foot when I put it on.
You're like spinning around.
Yeah, it felt insane. But here's where the huge benefit comes from, and you mentioned it already. It's the ability to have more mobility and movement. And what that does is that takes tension away from my socket. And if you take tension away from my socket, that takes wear and tear away from my socket, and it takes wear and tear away from my body. So you have the shock absorption mixed with the mobility of the ankle, and it makes my body feel, I can move in different ways that I haven't moved in like 30 years, but also it makes my body feel really, really nice because it's less wear and tear on my body from the foot. So it's by far the best foot I've ever worn in my life. The soleus is really good too, from College Park, but this bad boy for me as a high amputee with the capital knee, it's the perfect combination, really. And it's like peanut butter and chocolate, you know what I'm saying? And it just makes me feel really, really good. So I can't recommend it enough.
No, and it was interesting. I was having a conversation with a young man who's a friend of mine, and he's actually a longer amputee, and he kind of breaks feet. Like, that's just because he's very active. He does judo. Y'all would get along great. Anyways, so, one of the recommendations that I had was, obviously with this foot, because when you are somebody who puts a lot of pressure on those feet and you're really putting it through the paces, the ability to have that rotation is going to take some of that stress off, right? So
Yeah.
you're not just planting and cutting, that moves with you, right?
Well, yeah, and we're on an airplane, right? And that bad boy is sold out, and you gotta, it's a 4-hour flight, and you gotta get up in the middle of the flight and go use the potty.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you gotta like ninja warrior yourself through these people who are laying out in the aisle, the flight attendant with a cart of drinks. You see what I'm saying? You gotta do a spin move, you gotta avoid, you gotta jump over just to use the bathroom. And that's where this bad boy really shines. It's the ability to move in those small spaces that I never had before because of how high my amputation is.
All right, so we got a question from Keith, and he's asking, is it good for high activity, biking, hiking, etc.?
Oh, 100%. Well, with the, I would say more so in the hiking, because when you have uneven terrain like that, you want your foot and you want the ability to adapt on the fly without thinking about it, without having to consciously say to yourself, oh, this is a weird step coming up, so let me, step this way. This thing just naturally, automatically does it like a real ankle, which is why it felt so weird when I put it on, because I had the same movements that I haven't had in 30 years.
Yeah. I think this is flip-flopping a little bit there.
A little bit.
Okay, so, and then we have yes. So Marianne, yes for the hiking, and as you guys are gonna learn in a few minutes, he is incredibly active.
You're not going to say anything about my spin move over the drink cart on the Southwest flight?
That was
a beautiful.
That was a beautiful. And then for me, I'm all about like ADLs and functional activities. So yeah, that was pretty sweet. And I get a lot of questions about travel. So there you go, guys, right there.
Yep.
All right, guys. So let's do another giveaway. Y'all need to get on the ball. I think y'all need to drink a little more coffee this morning. Here's what I need you to do. We still need a winner for that first giveaway. So guys, go to that College Park website. Tell me, what is Reggie doing? Is he picking his nose? Is he walking? What action is he doing in that video for the rebuilt swag bag? And we're gonna give you guys a chance to win another one. So here's the second giveaway, guys. For how long can you trial a College Park foot for free?
I think I know this one.
How long can, and y'all who've been watching my show, if you don't know this answer, Marianne, I'm looking at you.
Let me
Andre,
log in and
I'm
put it in
looking
the
at
chat.
you.
Hold on, who's got my
Guys,
phone?
no, yeah, we put your phone away.
I did.
Yeah,
You made me put my phone away?
I made you put your phone away. So guys, for how long can you trial the College Park foot? This is 2 rebuilt swag bags that we're gonna be giving out today. All right, so come
Free
on.
trial.
Let's go. Wake up with that morning coffee. Hey, good morning, Barbara. Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much. All right, so here's kind of my favorite part. The Voyager's awesome, and I will give credit to the Voyager, but now it's your turn. We wanna hear about you.
Well, anytime, any opportunity I get to talk about my favorite subject, which is me, I hop at that opportunity.
Yeah, really? It's too early.
The middle schoolers like
It's
that
too
joke.
early. Yeah,
The middle
well,
schoolers like that joke.
You know, and I've got a couple middle schoolers myself, so
Uh-huh.
I should be yeah. That was good. I'm gonna give that one to you. We're gonna let you have that.
Thank you,
Bonita, yes, it is 1 month for 30 days. You can trial a College Park foot. And y'all know my soapbox on this, right? When you go buy yourself a car, if you can find one nowadays, right? You don't just get in the first, well, now maybe you do just get in the first car and take it off the
Whatever you
lot
can
right
afford
before it
at this
disappears,
point.
right? Okay, but back in the good old days, right? We used to test drive our cars. Why? Because we gotta drive it every single day, right? And you guys have heard me say this. This is the leg you're waking up to every morning. It's not the leg that I wake up to. It's not the leg that your prosthetist wakes up to. It's the leg you wake up to, and you have the right to trial it. And this is not the only company. There's several companies that will offer a free trial program.
Right.
Right? And for me, it's just like a no-brainer. It takes a little bit more work and effort sometimes with the prosthetist because they got to schedule in a couple more appointments for you. But if this is the foot that you're going to be with for what, 3, 4, 5,
At
6
least,
years, right?
yeah.
You want to make sure it's the right one, guys. Okay?
At
In
least,
30
especially
days.
if you're done growing.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you're a child, you're gonna outgrow some of your equipment. But as an adult, like these, especially College Park products, man, these things last forever.
That's right. All right, guys. Liz is laughing.
This is
right
the
now.
leg you wake up to. I want to put that on a T-shirt.
You like that?
Yeah,
It's
move
the
me.
leg you wake up to,
It
right?
moved me.
So make sure you trial it out. All right. We're going to get back to your favorite subject.
Yeah,
Yes.
me.
Yeah. That'd be, here, do you need another sip of coffee? We need to get you.
Yeah, I need to go.
I don't know whose that is, but we'll leave it there.
Won't stop me.
Go.
What do you want? You
Well,
want me
we're
to-
here. Okay, well,
What do you
know,
want? What do you want?
your story started like early,
Yeah. The day I was born.
the day you were born. We're going to skip a few years.
Yeah.
Let's go to 8 years of age.
I think what makes my story interesting, and I love to share it because I'm so grateful for every piece of it. You see what I'm saying? Because through every trial and every tribulation and every setback has set me up for opportunities for growth and the life that I get to live now, which is indescribably wonderful. And that's what I love. So really, it starts at 8 years old being diagnosed with osteosarcoma, which, as you know, is a form of bone cancer. The doctors and the surgeons, and I had it on my left femur. We talked about femurs earlier. I had it on my left femur, and so the fear was the cancer was going to spread to the rest of my body. And the doctors and the surgeons sat my mother down and said, listen, if you want to give Zach his best chance at seeing his 9th birthday, and I get emotional talking about it because I have children now. I've told my story my whole life, but it hits a little bit different when you have kids around that age, you know. They said, we recommend an amputation of the leg, and my mother had to make the hardest choice of her life at that point, you know. And I believe, and I would argue she made the right choice, because even though I lost my entire leg to the battle of cancer at 8 years old, I won the war of life, because it's been 31 years. I'm cancer-free. I'm on my own 2 feet. One of them is a College Park foot. I'm on Cozy Talks. I'm in Tampa, Florida at the Lululemon store at Hyde Park. You see what I'm saying? So this is absolutely insane. So when people are like, Zach, you just walk around and you seem so happy. I'm like, of course, well, who wouldn't be happy if you saw the stuff that I saw? And you get to live the life that I get to live now, you'd be smiling too, man. It's insane.
Perspective.
Yeah, 100%.
Perspective is a beautiful thing. Perspective is beautiful. So you went the whole 9 yards. You had the amputation, you had chemotherapy.
Everything.
As a child.
Yeah.
Okay. And how long were you in treatment?
I was in treatment for, I think it ended up being 2 years, because it was supposed to be a year, but then they, my blood counts and my platelets and all of that, and it got kind of delayed a little bit. So I think it was close to 2 years I was in treatment.
And then back then, I mean, you're young, right?
Yeah.
But back then, they still didn't have any
I'm not young anymore.
You're not young. You're younger than me, so we've got to say that you're young, because then it makes me
I
really
feel
old.
young. You're not looking.
So when you first started
I
wearing...
look young in this Lululemon tank top. I'll tell you that right now.
All right, so, when you started out, you had the satch foot, right? The wooden
Yes.
foot,
Yeah.
very basic setup. How was that like, moving, being 10 years old at this point,
Right.
almost going into middle school, and those wonderful teenage years?
It was great. Everyone was so kind and nice to me. No, it wasn't so much externally. The pushback I got, it was more internally. Because the one thing a kid doesn't want to feel is different. And I was the ultimate different. I'm missing a limb. I couldn't run and keep up with my friends. I felt defective. I felt ugly. I felt not good enough. I felt like I was on the sideline watching the parade of life go by in front of me, like so close I could almost touch it, but never quite a part of, And, but what got me through all of that in terms of the mental anguish was, and it sounds weird, but we all have these escapes, right? For a lot of us, it's music or sports or a video game or art or what have you, poetry, you name it. But for me, it was professional wrestling. Like, that was my saving grace. And when I tapped into the magic of professional wrestling, and if you know, you know, and if you don't know, that's fine too. But when I tapped into the magic of professional wrestling, I didn't feel the pain of being different or battling cancer or losing my leg. All of that went away. And so it got a hold of me at a young age,
And it's interesting, because we were having this conversation over the morning coffee today. You remember back then there was nobody that looked like you, and you made that
Nobody, man. Listen, amputees, I can't think of another group that's more underrepresented in terms of like mainstream media and advocacy. Like, what a marginalized group we are, because we're so few in number that we can't do it ourselves, which is why we need our able-bodied advocates, to go to bat for us and to be on the front lines with us, because we need all the help we can get. Listen, there was nobody on TV that looked like me. There was no sports. There was no athletes that looked like me. There's no cartoon depiction of someone who's missing a limb. None of that until, and I gotta give a shout out to Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, and I'm talking about on the PS4 and the PS5. You see what I'm saying? 2 years ago, you remember this? 2 years ago, they came out with a character that you could play as, right? In the war zone. And this dude had one leg. He had a microprocessor knee. It looked like, dude, it was insane. I bought him day one, because I'm like, I want to support, the cause. When he came up on my screen and he was walking kind of like me, and he was in the game, I was moved to tears. I had no idea how important that was, to see someone who looked like me on the big screen like that. And so that's when it really like kicked in, like, man, this is really important stuff, you
No,
know?
it sounds like they got the details right on how
They
he
did so
walked and
good,
everything with the
man.
prosthesis.
Shout out to
So
Call of
that's kinda
Duty,
like-
man.
That's awesome.
Meet you in the war zone.
My sons are going, can we get that video game? Can we get that video game? Can we?
Do it and
Um,
download the guy with one leg.
So then, moving on.
I didn't think we'd be talking about Call of Duty on Cozy Talks.
I-
man.
Me
That's pretty
neither.
cool.
Yeah, it's with you, I never know what to expect. I just put that out there. So what happened, how did you get into, how does one get into WWE?
A whole lot of luck and a whole lot of people who believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. All of my successes in life are a result of people who invested in me and believed in me when I didn't believe in myself, who wouldn't let me quit. And that's it, is coaches and mentors and my mom. And basically what happened is I went to wrestling school, and I was the best wrestling student that school had ever produced, period. And I'm not saying that just to be braggadocious, that's just, it is what it is.
Yep.
The problem that I found is once I was completely trained, there were no promoters in the United States that wanted to give me an opportunity to wrestle, because they were afraid of something new, of something different. And that's what happens, right? When something new, something different comes along, there's immediate pushback because it's unproven. And so I gave up on my dream because I couldn't even have my first match. However, my trainer sat me down and he said, listen, I'm not gonna let you give up. I know what you have. Even if you don't know what you have, I know what you have, and you're gonna keep at it. He goes, the last thing, this is what he said to me, I'll never forget it. He goes, the last thing in life you wanna do, not just in wrestling, but in life, is quit 5 minutes before the miracle happens. Like, you wouldn't let me quit, man. And I said, okay, I believe you. And then literally like a month or two later, I get a phone call from WWE, and they offered me a 3-year contract. And at 19 years old, I signed a 3-year contract with the company, effectively becoming the world's first one-legged WWE superstar.
That's bragging rights if I ever heard
That's
any
insane,
right there.
man.
That's insane
I told
bragging
you,
rights.
I'm the one-legged Forrest Gump. man.
And guys, if you haven't seen Zach yet on Instagram, he's at Zach Gowen. I'm gonna put that down here. He's got some pretty killer videos. The one that I'm thinking of right now is where his mom is actually watching one of his fights. And I felt like your mom, man.
Yeah.
Like watching that fight, I'm like, get off of him, stop it, stop doing this, stop. Right, and yeah, so it just, go check it out. It's just amazing, amazing to watch. But that wasn't the end of your story.
No.
But wait, there's more.
Okay. Is there?
Yeah. Dude, I've got it written down here. Like, there's more after that.
Yeah,
right?
well, what happened is, there's this beautiful moment in WWE, and I think it's my greatest moment in WWE. I'm wrestling against a 7'2", 500-pound Big Show, like the world's largest athlete, right? And then I have some help from my friends. You got to picture this. He's laid out in the middle of the ring, and his whole body like goes from post to post, like he's this giant, jolly green giant, dude. And then so he's like, I go to the top rope. When I wrestle on one leg, and I hop around like a pogo stick.
It's incredible, guys. Go to YouTube as well. There's some amazing, like, just acrobats. Yeah.
It's fun. And then so I go to the top rope, I do a backflip, and then I land on the Big Show, I hook his big leg, and the ref counts 1, 2, 3, and I win, right? And it's just, it's like 13,000 people just erupt at once, and you can see it in the video on YouTube, the referee's raising my hand, and he's yelling in my ear, he's like, Zach, act shocked, act shocked. But I was in so much shock that I couldn't even act shocked for the storyline. All of it. Like, it was unbelievable.
I need to go watch that video.
Yeah, it's on
I
YouTube.
wanna go watch that one.
But then what happened is, at that moment, and Mark Twain has this quote that I love, which is the 2 most important days in your life: the day you were born, the day you find out why. In other words, your purpose, right? And with those 13,000 people, I realized that they weren't reacting to the fact that we were wrestling and I was jumping off the top rope. They were connecting with the story that I was telling, which was my story. And then so at that point, I realized that this goes beyond professional wrestling, that I needed to search for platforms high and low in order to connect with audiences that aren't just wrestling fans, but as many people as I can connect with, in hopes of planting some sort of like seed of hope or inspiration. I'm sorry, I mean, I'm not that.
I'm gonna get put in a headlock. by the end of
Listen,
the
I
show.
get
think
fired
that's what's
up
gonna
about this because I understand like how amazing life can be no matter what has happened to us. Like, I get that. That's like ingrained in me, and that's the message that that I'm passionate about.
And you do it through, now you're doing it by speaking to the middle schoolers, which
Yeah.
let me tell you, I've got middle schoolers, that's a tough crowd.
I love middle school. They're the easiest
That's a
crowd,
tough
man, because they're
crowd.
insane. And the thing is, I think it's probably because I have the personality of a 12-year-old, and so I can relate to them.
I'm sure your wife's listening going,
I have the emotional maturity of a 13-year-old boy.
Liz
That's
is like,
simple.
oh, story, I'm
Call of
getting
Duty and
chills.
WWE, yeah, man.
We got Joan on here, we got all these people here. Marianne says she watched it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome, guys. Awesome, guys. Hey, I need still somebody, a winner for that first giveaway. Seriously, guys, I'm a mom of 4. When somebody says free giveaway, I'm
Right.
like, what do I gotta
Let's
do?
go.
What do I gotta do? Let's
What's
go.
Reggie doing?
What's Reggie doing in that picture, in that video on the main page of College Park? Go, guys. Come on.
That's
All right.
simple.
So, post WWE,
Uh-huh.
what happened? What happened afterwards? Life after WWE.
Life after, well, I realized at a certain point that I needed an exit plan from professional wrestling because I didn't want to be 50, 60 years old and still having to go out on the road and beat my body up. Plus my body was already breaking down at this point in my late 20s, right? And so I needed an exit plan, and my exit plan came in the form of student engagement work with my company CoolSpeak, based out of Philadelphia. I've worked personally with over 100,000 parents, teachers, and students from all over the country, from all sorts of backgrounds, inner city, rural, you name it, high income, low income. It doesn't matter, man. Kids are kids, and they need to hear a message, you know? And so that was my exit plan, but now I still wrestle, and I've become a DDP yoga instructor as well, which we're gonna do a little bit of DDP yoga today. Everything that I do basically just involves me sharing something with somebody else in hopes of helping them. So whether that's through professional wrestling, or whether that's through DDP yoga, or whether that's through my student engagement work, or my community work that I do in Detroit, it's all about how can I help somebody today without any need of recognition or reward, and that's what I found is the secret.
And I gotta follow up on that now. Okay, that's awesome. That's wonderful. So guys, we're gonna talk a little bit about yoga. Yoga is something that I've never done before, but it's something that I know, this is gonna be
We're gonna have some fun.
We're gonna have some fun tying cozy up into a knot. But it's something that whenever I have a patient come in, when I do their evaluation, I can tell if they practice yoga or not. They have better flexibility. They have their core strength is phenomenal. And those of you who have watched my show, you know how much I love having a full core strength when we're walking with a prosthesis. So tell me, again, total
Listen.
beginner here. Tell me, what does DDP yoga mean? What is that?
All right, so DDP yoga is a fitness program that's based in traditional yoga movements. However, we mix in old school calisthenics. I'm talking about push-ups. I'm talking about squats, sit-ups,
I like that.
all of that. And we mix in rehabilitation moves, which you will like. So it's yoga movements, rehabilitation moves, and old school calisthenics, meaning flexibility is increased, tendon strength is increased, muscle strength is increased, all of that all in one. And what I find is that this program, it wasn't made for amputees. I'm the first amputee certified instructor. However, I'm a huge advocate for amputees to use this program because I believe that it's more important, I would argue it's more important for amputees to increase core strength, flexibility, and mobility and muscle strength than it is for able-bodied people. Because if you think about this, Kosi, if you put on 15 pounds, right, and not of good weight, you put on 15 pounds of bad weight, and I put on 15 pounds of bad weight, the consequences of that are much larger for someone like me. I'm talking about ankle, knee, low back, I can't bend over, it hurts my socket, I don't fit in it, all of the laundry list of consequences that you can, as an able-bodied person, you wouldn't experience. And so that's where DDP yoga comes into play, which is it handles all of that, and it gets, you said core strength for mobility, for walking, for all of that, balance. We do all of that stuff, man. So it's really the best thing for amputees.
No, and it's interesting. So the book, right? Book that you got this morning, the
Yeah.
Cozy Talk Strong Body book, I have 4 beautiful models, 2 women and 2 men. And the only one who was able to do all of the exercises, we're talking military push-up, dips, everything in perfect form, was my girl who practices yoga every day, right? And the guys were pretty strong. Like one of my guys, he bikes 50 miles a day with his above-the-knee prosthesis. The other guy's
Golly.
former 82nd Airborne,
Holy cow.
right? But my beautiful little girl who was on that book, she's not a little girl, she's a woman. She was the one killing all the moves. And if there was an exercise that couldn't be done by the guys, I'd be like, all right, Jessica, show us how it's done, right?
Demonstrate.
And for me, I'm like, it's her hard work, but yoga every single day for her.
That's it.
So let's talk about some of the practical side of things. Do you practice yoga with your leg on or off?
Yes, I do both,
Okay.
depending on the situation, right? So if I'm instructing, I'll have my leg on, and that way I can move around and I can help run the class. Sometimes I keep my leg on for certain specific movements at home when I'm doing it by myself, and sometimes I take it off if I want it. It all depends on what intended outcome that I want, right? And so that's what we do. We adapt.
Yep.
You know, sometimes leg on, sometimes leg off.
And I get that question a lot from folks. They're just like, should I do my exercises on or off leg on or off? And, you know, basically it boils down to
Whatever works for you.
whatever works for you, right? I always like with my patients, especially my below the knee, try it with the leg on, right? Because treat
Correct.
this as your own leg. But if you're getting into a place where you can't be in the right position, use proper form, it's uncomfortable, take the leg off and adapt, right? So we're going to be doing
100%.
some of that today, and that's kind of cool too.
That's right.
All right, so what do you recommend for beginners?
DDP yoga.
DDP yoga.
That's it. And here's why. And I'm not paid to shill it. I'm authentic as I get.
We're paying you in coffee. Technically, you're collecting
Got a
payment.
little caffeine in the bones right now. I'm feeling real nice. DDP yoga, and here's why, because it's the barrier of entry for it is so small. You see what I'm saying? Like a lot of fitness programs or yoga classes, like we if we're out of shape, we feel uncomfortable, we're insecure in our own skin. Like that's why DDP yoga is the best, because it teaches all modifications for all body types, no matter where your fitness level is. You can still get insane results and awesome outcomes just by doing it. And so they were really cognizant of casting a wide net and getting the people to do the fitness program that normally wouldn't do a fitness program. And that includes amputees. You know, I mean, you think about, let's say, I'm the exception. I lost my leg at 8. So I was able to grow up and hop around and just be the one-legged maniac since I was 8 years old. You see what I'm saying? But let's say you're a 45-year-old woman, and not you, Cozy. No, not you.
Get out.
Let's just say a 45-year-old woman finds herself in a situation where she loses her leg. You know, so you have 45 years of being one way. All of a sudden, your whole life has changed. All of a sudden, you're going through the mental and the physical trauma of this procedure, and then the doctors are like, "Yo, you got to do an exercise program. You have to get in shape." Like, are you just gonna roll up to the gym, missing an entire limb after 45 years? You already feel insecure. You don't want to. People stare. What are you gonna do with your leg? Can it fit in the locker? Did you bring a lock? There's so much that goes into being an amputee that nobody thinks about. And so that's why DDP yoga is so good, because it's so accessible. Even if you're missing a limb, even if you're severely overweight, we make it accessible for you, and you can get insane results.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna switch some things around here on our set, so bear with us. And he's gonna teach me.
Yeah. We're gonna get involved insanely.
I have a good insurance policy, so we're good. So guys, I do want to give a shout out right now, an extra shout out to Lululemon. As you can see, we have the beautiful mirror back here. It's been doing the yoga program. I don't know if with the glare you can see it, but they are giving us an extra Cozy Talk special. So if you're interested in the mirror, they are giving us, Melissa, let me see if I got this right, 25% off the cost of the mirror, free delivery, free installation, 3 months subscription for free.
Wow.
And then a special gift from the store that is really, really nice. We already had one viewer a couple of weeks ago. She took us up on this special opportunity. Guys, if you are interested in the mirror, contact me directly. Y'all know how to contact me. I am everywhere. I'm like that cockroach.
Can you imagine if I bought this for my wife?
You would get major brownie points.
Oh my God.
You would get major brownie points. So men, gentlemen, if you're out there for yourself or for your loved one, give me a shout out. Let me know if you're interested, and we'll connect you with the team. They can answer any and all of your questions. I know, it's really nice.
So insane.
It's fun to play
We
with.
really are living in the future.
We are. It's like Back to the Future, Marty McFly. Better, way better. Okay, so
Where
we're gonna
going,
move some
we don't
things
need
around.
roads.
You can see I'm stalling. That was good. That was good. I gotta give you that one. All right, guys, I'm stalling because I'm a little nervous about doing these yoga moves, but we're gonna do it, right? Let's go.
It's easy.
All right, so we've got some really nice yoga mats
We
here.
got the Lululemon.
All right, I am following your instructions.
Good boy.
We're gonna wait my lovely videographer. We're gonna move some things around here. Marianne says, I've been there at 60, so yeah, she's a bilateral above the knee. She is a tough girl.
That's what I'm saying. Bilateral above the knee, man.
Okay, Andre says.
Hey, have her reach out to me. Have her send me a message. Marianne?
Marianne, told me she's my girl from South Dakota right there.
Hey, Marianne, send me a message.
Andre's like, do it. Yeah.
All right, guys,
Yeah, talk to Marianne.
ready?
Uh-huh.
All right, here we go.
Oh,
So
we're
I'm
over
gonna
here
be-
now?
Well, I'm doing the mirror part, so where do you want me? Where do you want me to go?
Just,
Mitzi's gonna be moving around, so
yeah,
she'll
that's
see
fine.
everybody.
Okay, so stand right here in front of me. We're working on a two-man boat here,
Okay.
two-person boat.
Guys, can you
Okay.
hear us? Mitzi, you might have to move in for volume.
Oh, correct.
All right, we'll switch with me then. That way I can go towards the camera.
All right,
Yeah, like
here we
that.
go.
All right, so DDP yoga is all of, here's the thing. You're gonna recognize some of the movements, especially if you've done yoga before, okay? But what the difference is, it's called dynamic resistance, meaning it's called isokinetic if you wanna get technical about it.
I like that.
You know isometric,
Yes.
right? Muscles are engaged, we're not moving.
Okay.
Isokinetic, muscles engaged, we are moving.
Okay.
So all throughout the movements, we're keeping our muscles engaged throughout. So the first thing we're gonna do is, we're gonna bend our knees slightly, hips, feet distance. Pick our toes up, grip them into the mat. So we're gonna squeeze our toes into the mat. What does that do? That opens up the calves, opens up the heel, right? Also, we got a little blood flow and heart rate up a little bit. We're trying to get that zone 2 heart rate. You see what I'm saying? So we're gonna take a deep breath in, we're gonna straighten our legs, right? Straighten our legs, get them nice and tight. We're gonna squeeze our glutes, squeeze our quads, tuck our tailbone, right? Feet are still engaged, right? Waist down, everything is engaged. Heart rate's rising. We're trying to meet the demand. Make fists with our hand, hit those thighs. Boom, rock solid. Hit those glutes, no jiggle. You see what I'm saying? 100%. And then we're gonna reach out and grab the ball. In traditional yoga, this is called charging the line. Everything is still engaged, waist down, right? Fingers are wide, muscles are engaged. Squeeze the ball. I can't move your hands in, I can't pull your hands out. Pecs are engaged, triceps, forearms, everything. Now, the further our hands get away from our body, the more the core has to work, right? So boom, we get that core strength kicking. Heart rate's rising a little bit. We're not even moving and the heart rate's going up. Inhale, bring those biceps up, 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 all the way. Try to frame those ears with those biceps. Look at that, shoulders back, high, high, high. Exhale, lower with resistance like you're moving through water or clay, right? Halfway point, palms down, spread, pull them out, all the way down. Roll those shoulder blades back, inhale, come back up. Feet are still rooted, yes? All the way up, 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 up. Extend that spine, up nice and tall. Look up with those hands if you can. You'll feel the stretch in your spine. Oh, it feels nice. Exhale, lower, especially after 6 cups of coffee. And we've been for a long time. All the way down. Put those thumbs and those fingers together. This is called diamond cutter. Squeeze it together, thumb finger together, pinkies are wide. Muscles are engaged. You see the muscles. Inhale up. All the way up. Push those hips forward, nice deep. Bring those hands out. Feet are still engaged. Clench those fists and make some noise like Hulk Hogan after he won the WWE Heavyweight Championship. Yeah! Yeah, brother. Chest out on back, fingers wide, and relax everything. You have to yell out, yeah, like that. Otherwise, the movement won't work. It's just science.
I'm military.
Just go.
Hooah! That's what we do.
We haven't done anything. How does your body feel?
I'm feeling some stretching I haven't felt. in,
That's what I'm saying. And my heart rate's up too.
Yeah, yeah.
It's beautiful. Anybody can do this. If you can stand, you can do this. And even if you're in a wheelchair, even if you don't have the ability to use your legs, you can sit down and do all of the same movements and get the same result. Simple as that. All right, so here we go.
All right.
Now I want to take you down to the mat.
I told you no wrestling moves today. We can't do wrestling. I'll take you.
Let's go down to the mat. So I'm going to step over here, and then I'm going to give you space to be able to do that. All right? So same thing. Back to our foundation. Bend the knees slightly. Grip the toes. Inhale, pull the legs in tight. Squeeze the glutes. Squeeze the quads. Tailbone tuck. Reach out. Grab the ball. Fingers wide. Muscles engaged. Inhale up. All the way up, up, up. Exhale. Huddle up. Bend those knees. Elbows on knees like we're kids. Man, huddle up. Huddle up. From here, you can shake your tail feather a little bit. You didn't have to do it. I just wanted to see if you'd shake the butt on camera. That's all. And you did.
There you go.
Oh,
Money
perfect.
shot, guys. All right.
Hands on knees, get lengthen that back, flat back, elbows in. Look at that, perfect. Look at that, perfect, right there.
Yeah?
Yep. Extend it right there, right in the mid back. You're fine right there, boom. See, that's a beautiful stretch. At any point in the day, I like to do this first thing in the morning. Get my spine nice and long. Exhale, fold forward, then down, keeping your spine straight. That's low back, that's hips. Inhale, hands on knees, get lengthen that back one more time. Beautiful work. Exhale, fold forward. See this range of motion? And we keep opening up a little more every time we do it. Inhale, hands on knees. Now this time, push your knees back, straighten those legs. Elbows back, back straight. Tailbone nice and high. Exhale, fold forward. Now we're on the hamstring. Now, I know you know what hamstrings are.
Yeah, those are the ones that are complaining right now.
Yeah, I know. But the more you do it and see where your hands are there, if we went through like a 10-minute workout, your hands would be on the
On the
mat.
ground.
I would open them up. Inhale, roll it up slowly, all the way up, 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 up. See, we go down, then we come back up, just like that. Exhale, lower, back to that diamond cutter. Push it together, thumbs, fingers, pinkies wide. Inhale up, push those hips forward. Again, opposite stretch. Arms out, fist clench, get strong. Yeah, squeeze, hawk it up, chest out, arms back, fingers wide. Perfect, good job. Huddle up. Here we go, hands on knees. Now we go down to the mat. Hands on the mat, stepper counts back. Top of the push-up. And I'll switch over to you. So we're up here on our toes. Back is nice and flat, hands underneath our shoulders. Squeezing those glutes. Feel the core working? All of it.
Yeah.
This is what I like to do when I teach class. I get you in this position and I just talk. Because you know I can flap my gums. And then everybody hates me. It's like, Zach, shut up and let's get out of this, you know?
Right.
I said, no, we're doing it. Inhale, big deep breath. Now exhale, lower with control for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way down. Feet flat, hands flat, glutes loose. Glutes at your butt cheeks. Inhale up to a cobra. Chest out, arms back. Feel length in that spine. Exhale, lower. This time we're going to push into a table position. Once we're here, we're going to curl our toes behind us, push into a down dog, get those hips up nice and high. Straighten those legs. Sink in between those elbows. Flare those elbows out. And then you can even walk the dog here. So bend the left, straighten the right, bend the right, straighten the left. Back and forth. Back and forth. Beautiful stretch. Settle those feet down. Hips up nice and high. Big deep breath. And exhale, low to our knees. Flatten those feet. V those knees out a little bit, and then push those hips back towards your heels and get up and down. Boom. Boom. And then this right here, you're just going to V your knees out a little bit, spread them out towards the side of the mat.
Okay.
There you go. Flatten those feet, top of your feet on the mat, and then push those hips back. And then this right here will show you exactly where your hip flexibility is and where you can go with it. You look great. Perfect. All right, inhale, come on up. Now we're going to do, you might recognize this one right here, and then we'll wrap it up. All right? Hands and knees. Inhale. Lift your chin, roll your shoulders back. Pull down. Again, all spine health, man. Core strength, spine health. Come on now. Exhale. Tuck your chin. Tuck your chin back. Good. Back. Hands stay where they're. Shoot your right foot straight back. Right foot straight back. Look at that. And then pull your toes towards your chin. Get that quad working. Beautiful work. Now you can stay right here. Excellent. Everything's in line, right? Your leg, your heel, your spine, your neck. Everything's in line. Now if you want, you can bring your left hand out and shake somebody's hand. Broken table. Now this is challenging, you know? There is nothing better for your lower back than this move right here. Right there. Just holding that.
That was right.
Is it?
It's in my book.
Why do you think I'm doing it?
This one and the cat-cow we just did.
Why do you think I'm doing it?
That's right.
Come on.
Awesome.
Deep breath in. And then exhale, back to table. Roll that right wrist like this. And then if you have carpal tunnel, you're on the computer all day, just stretch right here up on those knuckles, back and forth. So good for us. Get that blood flowing. Beautiful. Same thing opposite side. Shoot the left foot back. Right hand up, shake somebody's hand. Boom. Look at that. Everything's in line. Now I'm going to turn your hand here. Boom. Look at that. Does not get better than that. Deep breath in. And exhale, lower back down, table position. Come around your glutes. Your glute is your butt. And then now, check it out with the capital knee. Look what I can do.
Oh, show off.
Look what I can
Really?
do.
So guys, capital knee, just a quick recap. This is a single axis hydraulic knee, mechanical knee. So I know a lot of times people get caught up on microprocessor knee, microprocessor knee, microprocessor knee. Tell
Which
us
are
about-
great.
Which are great. Don't get me wrong.
However, you get all of the same functionality of a microprocessor knee in this knee, yet it's 70% lighter, meaning I have to work less to get it to use less energy to move around and do what I need to do.
And he's used one of the really nice microprocessor knees that are on the market right now, and he appreciated it, right? I remember you said
100%.
you liked it a lot. But this is his everyday knee, guys, and you just saw how he just put it through all the steps. Now, guys, another thing to consider, because this is the other thing I hear from my viewers, is
I don't want to try it because I'm not that good and the person who's doing it and modeling it looks so amazing. I don't have that strength. We all have to start somewhere, right? We all have to start somewhere, whether you're starting with the basic exercises in phase 1 of my book with the exercise program, whether you're starting with the DDP yoga. Guys, if I can get on live TV in a pair of really cute leggings,
so good.
right?
You did
Put myself out
amazing.
there, I'm an awesome instructor.
Yeah.
Right? Find what it is that makes you want to move and stay fit and go for it. Yes?
That's it.
That's a good way to end this.
That's all I got. I don't think it gets better than that.
All right, guys, we're going to give you the one last giveaway, and this one we're leaving it open until Friday. All right? So y'all got 2 days. 2 days. You got no excuses on this one. You're going to go to the Instagram webpage, right? College Park Industries, and I think Laura's going to be super sweet, and she's going to put the Instagram handle on there for me, College Park IND. There's a really great picture of you.
Oh, wow.
It is. It's kind of cool.
Thank you.
And it's got my logo on it, which of course makes it just awesome. So guys, hit like on that, follow College Park. We're going to pick a person out of the raffle, and they're going to win some Lululemon swag. Yes, I hope that got your attention. Yes, Lululemon swag, okay? So go to Instagram, go to the College Park website, College Park page, and hit like on that post where you see Zach like in an awesome pose. All right, guys, that's it.
That's awesome.
This was like a really awesome show.
Yeah, so
Even
good.
with the technical gremlins that got in the way, but we got it.
Such is life. Life isn't about what happens to us. Life is about how we respond to what happens to us. Kosi,
He's full of good
your
stuff.
It was amazing. And I want to thank College Park for all that you do, and Lululemon as well. We need warriors and advocates on our side fighting on the front line. And as an amputee, I will speak for all amputees when I say thank you so much, and we are so grateful.
All right, guys, that's it for our morning show. For those of you who got up earlier this morning, thank you. I truly, truly appreciate this. If you have any questions, comments, anything, put that into the comments section, and I'll be reading back through that later on. Thank you to the Lululemon team that is here today. I appreciate the support so much. Thank you to my hubby who was doing all the kid work this morning to allow me to be here this morning. College Park, thank you. Mitzi, my photographer right there, and the one, the only, Zach Gowen. All right, guys, we will see you next week, same bat time,